Today we are doing a full ship tour of the brand new Carnival Firenze, which is the newest ship in Carnival's fleet. This is underneath a new umbrella of Carnival Fun Italian Style, meant to bring Italy to the sea. This ship boasts 13 dining venues and 7 different bars and lounges. The Carnival Firenze is currently selling out of Long Beach, California, and is the newest ship to hit Long Beach port. Also, if you guys have been on the Venezia or seen the Venezia, this has a very similar deck layout as that. The ship is actually pretty big. It holds 4,126 guests as well as 1,425 crew members. Today, we're going to be showing you all decks and all venues on the ship. Starting this ship tour off, we are starting on the highest deck of the ship, which is deck 15 in the Serenity section, which is adults only. If y'all want to get away from the kids on the ship, I recommend coming here. They offer several day beds as well as loungers, which are all complimentary included in your fare. There is also 2 jacuzzis up here, which are pretty large. They hold 8 people, I want to say, in each of them. Also, what's really cool about this section up here is they do have a bar known as the Serenity bar. If you guys did purchase a drink package, you guys can get a drink there, or you can just purchase it if you would like. Now, this is a great place to come if you guys want a little peace and quiet, because if you guys have been on a cruise with kids before, y'all know it gets really rowdy. To the left-hand side of the Serenity bar, we have Fresh Creations, which is a complimentary restaurant included in your fare where you can create your own salads. Do keep in mind, though, they have very odd hours, and it was only open for 2 hours when they were open, which I was kind of disappointed in because I do love a create your own salad. Heading outside the Serenity section, we have an overlook of the water park section. Now, during the summer months, I bet this will be fun. Unfortunately, when we went, it was still freezing and we didn't get to utilize the water slides whatsoever, which Nate really wanted to get on, but it was so cold during our whole sailing. So do keep that in mind that these are not covered. And if you plan on going on here, I definitely would have a towel ready and like run inside. Also located on deck 12, we have a walking track, which a lot of people did enjoy. I myself, for some reason, I love the walking track rather than going to the gym, but I didn't utilize this one because a lot of people were lounging out and I just feel a little, I feel a little on display walking in front of everyone like that. But most walking tracks do tend to have loungers on each side of them. Located on deck 12, we also do have a mini golf section, and just up the stairs, there is also another section of the mini golf, as well as the rope course, which is located on deck 14, which ironically enough was closed for most of our sailings because of the wind. Also, I wanted to show you guys that me and Nate still did play mini golf a little bit on the ship. It's not just for kids only. I recommend the adults to play too, especially because it is included in your fare. And if you get a little bit bored, you can go up here, play some mini golf, and play some, what is that called? Hacky sack, cornhole, something like that. And to the left of that, located on deck 12 as well, we have the arcade. And just a friendly reminder, the arcade is not included in your fare. All of these games do cost, and y'all, I gotta keep it real with you, they are kind of pricey, so I definitely would be cautious of the price before playing any of these games. I just had to throw this in there. Look how weak Nate is. Like, come on, my old grandma could hit harder than that. Also located on deck 12, there is lounging areas as well as board games and table games, as well as day beds, which are included in your fare because some cruise lines do charge for them. Heading inside, still on deck 12, we are heading towards the Cloud 9 Spa, where you can go get a facial, a massage. You could even get Botox in here if you would like. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I would not recommend that. And I'm not saying because it's dangerous. I'm saying because the price is dangerous. It is so extremely expensive. But if you're rich, you can go get a touch up on your Botox if you would like. And just beyond that, we have the fitness center. I didn't record in here too much because there was people in there working out and I didn't want to invade their privacy. I kind of thought there wouldn't be too many people in there because this was filmed at 6 o'clock in the morning, but people get up early to go to the gym. Keep in mind that gym is very, very small. And heading down to deck 11, we have the basketball court, which is massive. So if you want to go catch some hoops, here's the place to do it. Heading inside still on deck 11, we have lounge areas and the pergola bar. This is an overlook section of the Lido deck where you can grab some food and just hang out. I know it looks a little unlively right now, but this was filmed early in the morning. Also, I wanted to point out that they have an awning that they do close, and during most of our selling, they had it closed, and we don't understand why. Because although it was cold outside, it was extremely hot in here. There's very little airflow. Just on the opposite side of that, we have Il Mercato, which is a complimentary restaurant where you can get some quick bites to eat, such as sandwiches and hot dogs and little chips, just little snacks like that. Heading past Il Mercato, we have more dining sections so you can sit down and enjoy the ocean views while you eat your food. And if you continue on past that to the left-hand side, we have more lounging areas. This overall was a really nice place to hang out, but once again, do keep in mind it gets extremely hot. Several people on our ship actually complained about that because they had the awning closed, which was weird. This is what it looks like during the day. You guys can see it's a little bit more lively and poppin', so that way you guys don't think it's just boring up here. If you guys have been on a Carnival cruise, y'all know it gets popping on the Lido deck. Now heading down to the Lido deck, which is deck 10, we have Rocco's Bar and Blue Java. First, we're gonna head into Rocco Bar, which by the way, this bar right here gets extremely poppin' and really packed. But just up the stairs, we have the Pergola Bar, which you can go to, which was kind of dead for most of the ship because it is kind of hidden. I do want to point out in this bar, they have cute, funky Italian art, as well as they served Italian themed slushies. They had a pistachio alcoholic slushie. This is not included in your fare, do keep that in mind, but if you got the drink package or want to purchase it, you can do so here. Now we're going to be heading to the opposite side of Blue Java towards Guy's Burger Joint, where they have Italian themed burgers on the ship, which I do have to say was pretty good. But I do want to point out, if you guys watch our videos before, I love the veggie burger, and they did not have the veggie burger. Heading past Guy's Burger Joint, we're heading into Blue Java, which is the upcharge coffee shop on the ship. Now, do keep in mind, everything is an upcharge here. It is not included in your fare. If you do have the drink package, you can get some beverages in here. And I highly recommend the Kicked Up Island Delight, which is a boozy milkshake. It is absolutely delicious. Keep in mind, all of the pastries and gelato are an upcharge. That is not included. And a recommendation right there is that guava donut. It is delicious. I forgot to mention the pool on the Lido deck is really, really small. But heading back to the right-hand side of that, we have Tomodoro, which is typically called Blue Iguana on Carnival ships, but they wanted to stick to the Italian theming. This is where they have complimentary Mexican food as well as Italian food. The Italian food we never really saw, though, by the way. And past that to the right-hand side, we have the marketplace. The marketplace is the buffet section of the ship. This is included in your fare. They serve a breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Also, they do have a dessert bar. If you guys see the lemon meringue cake, not pie, oh my gosh, get a couple slices. It is absolutely delicious. But I do got to keep it real with you guys. The food here is kind of hit or miss. Heading out the right-hand side of the marketplace, we have the Sunshine Deck, which has the pizzeria, which has complimentary pizza until 4 o'clock in the morning. That is the latest dining option, so do keep that in mind. And there is complimentary drink stations out here, as well as dining areas and sun loungers. I do want to point out this section of the boat gets extremely packed, especially because they play music, and there is another pool out here. And just on each side of the pool, there is 2 different jacuzzis. So there is a lot to do back here, and especially because there is a bar, and then sometimes during the day they play music, it does get extremely crowded, so do keep that in mind. Heading back to the right-hand side of the pool, we have the breakfast shack. Keep in mind, this does change throughout the day. Sometimes it is the breakfast shack, and then it's the chicken shack, and then it's the seafood shack. And then to the left-hand side of that, we have the bar. I wanted to show you the chicken shack because a lot of us were thinking that this was Shaq's chicken, especially because the menu does look very similar to Shaq's. However, Nate tried it and my dad, and they both said, oh no, it is definitely not Shaq's. Heading inside, we're going to be going down the elevators to deck number 5 to head to the Moda Bar and Lounge. Keep in mind, this section of the boat does require wristbands, and we did have wristbands. However, they never checked for ours, and we had ours inside our pocket the whole entire time. This bar serves specialty drinks. Once again, they are not complimentary, but if you have the drink package, I highly recommend the pistachio drink. It was delicious. And on the outside, we have an exterior bar as well as some lounging areas, and to the left and right hand side of that, we have jacuzzis, which were pretty much empty the whole sailing. Heading back inside to the right-hand side of the Moda Bar and Lounge, we have another bar that is through the hallway. This section does trivia here, and there is a Tuscan lounge right here, which serves up empanadas. Do keep in mind this is not included. These are an additional charge. I believe they are $1.50 for each empanada, and they have several different flavors. Now, going back outside, we're going to be heading to La Strada, which is a little grill that has quick bites. And y'all, this place right here is kind of hidden. We didn't find it until the third day, so just do keep that in mind. It is on the outside of the revolving doors, and they have sandwiches and sausages as well as sides, and these are all complimentary. Heading back in, still on deck number 5, we have the Pixels Gallery. This is where if you took any pictures, you can go take a look at those pictures and purchase them if you would like to do so. But do keep in mind, the pictures are a little bit pricey in my opinion. And to the left-hand side of that, we have a sunglass store. And just a little bit beyond that, we have the Frizzante Bar, which, by the way, if you guys have not been on a Carnival cruise before, each bar has specialty cocktails. So it's really fun to head throughout the ship and go on a little pub tour and try different drinks at each bar because they're exclusive to that bar only. And right beyond that, we have Il Vaggio, which is an upcharge Italian restaurant. This is $42 per person, and it's meant to be a little bit more of a fancy dining experience. If you guys have been on a Carnival ship before, I don't know why the inside of this really reminded me of Rudy's Sea Grill. I think that they just transformed it into Il Vaggio to make it an Italian restaurant, being that the ship is Italian themed. Heading out of Il Vaggio to the left-hand side where you see the red chairs is the Amari Bar. I didn't go to this bar the whole entire sailing, so I don't have any drink recommendations for this bar. Now, to the right-hand side of this where you see the greenery is the bonsai sushi. This is probably the most unique bonsai sushi that I've seen. By the way, the bonsai sushi is really delicious. It is an upcharge, but it is per item, so it's not a total per person. It depends upon what you order, and I highly recommend the California roll or the tempura roll. It is really delicious. And just on the opposite side of bonsai sushi, we have bonsai teppanyaki, which is $38 for lunch and $42 for dinner. We did this. It'll be in a future video. It is absolutely delicious. And just on the opposite side of bonsai teppanyaki, we have Fahrenheit 555, which is the steakhouse on board. This is an additional charge. Now, do keep that in mind. It is pretty pricey. It's at $49, but you do get a good amount of food. We actually went to the steakhouse on the celebration as well as the Mardi Gras, and I have to say this one was decorated so much more nice, and they have an outdoor seating section, which was beautiful. Still on deck number 5, right across from all of that, we have the piano bar. Now, do come early if you like piano. This place did get packed. There is a lot going on deck number 5, so do keep that in mind. The hallways get extremely busy, as well as the restrooms. You may have to wait in line because there is a lot going on deck number 5. Heading towards the atrium, we have a blow-dry bar, and to the left-hand side, we also have Hip Fish, which is a cosmetic store as well as perfume store. Also, by the way, they do have some Sephora exclusives inside that store. And then to the right-hand side, we have the main atrium bar. I have to say the decor of this ship was absolutely beautiful. I really did like it. It made me feel like I was stepping inside Caesar's palace, and this just really gave me the vibe of being in Italy. It does look a little bit dead right now because, once again, this is early in the morning, but this is what it looks like at night. It comes to life, and they do have live music playing right above the bar. Guess what? Still on deck number 5, we have Pietro Rosso. I think that's how you pronounce it, which is the red theater. I'm telling you, deck number 5 is poppin'. This is the inside of the theater. I think it is absolutely beautiful. It's obviously meant to look very vintage and very antique-ish, if that makes any type of sense. I do want to point out, though, if you want good seating, I would get there early because there is a lot of bad views. Inside here, like everything you see around to the corner, back up to the right, you cannot see the stage whatsoever. So do keep that in mind. If you want to see the stage, I would get there a little bit early. Heading out of the theater and down to deck number 4, which, by the way, there is an entrance to the theater on deck number 4. We are passing some shops and a candy shop, which, keep in mind, this is not included in your fare and they do charge extra, and it's pretty pricey for that candy. I bought some and it came out to like $10 for like 10 little pieces. To the left-hand side of that, we have the Firenze Casino, which I have to say, this is a fairly large casino, especially for the size of ship. Now, I do want to throw this out there too for all the new people that don't gamble, which I totally understand because I hate gambling because I literally lose every single time. If you gamble a little in the casino, Carnival does offer free cruises. I gambled a total of $600 throughout, I want to say, 4 cruises, and they have sent me 5 different offers for free cruises. So do keep that in mind. But once again, I wouldn't recommend it because maybe you'll end up like me and lose every time. But at least I did get some free cruise offers out of it. This whole section right here is smoking, and I do want to point out, if you are sensitive to smoking, it is severe in there. There is really bad filtration and it smells horrible. But heading right past that towards this little hallway, you will see a non-smoking section, which is still pretty big too. Obviously not as big as the main section, but at least this is non-smoking. Heading out of the casino down the hallway to the right-hand side, we have the Heroes Tribute Bar, which is a really nice place to lounge around. If you are into any sports, this is the place to watch them. They have them playing on all different screens throughout the day. Also, do keep in mind it does get a little bit busy here because it is right outside the casino. And then down the hall to the right-hand side is the Limelight Lounge, where they do host the Punchliner Comedy Club, but then also they do have trivia games throughout the day here. I have to say, I really love the decor of this Limelight Lounge. I think it was really, really nice. Heading out of the Limelight Lounge on deck number 4 and number 3, we have the main dining hall, which is the Michelangelo Dining Hall. This is where you will go for your main dining. Also, on some days, they do offer sea day brunch. I have to say, I absolutely love this dining hall. It was definitely giving me the vibes of being in Florence, and it was way more grand than it looks on video, and way more big too. There was so much seating. There's also ocean view seating too. Now on to deck number 3. This is the main atrium bar. Also, I forgot to mention, this is where you will be boarding the ship. On boarding day, this gets extremely busy because people are excited to get their drinks and they want to go to the first bar that they see, but I definitely do recommend going beyond this and heading to the other bars because they were way less crowded. Now, off to the right-hand side of this, we have the Medici restaurant, which is basically like a runoff of the main dining hall. I believe some people were saying on our ship, this is where they went when they had a schedule dining. We had the My Time dining, so we basically went whenever we want, and we went to the Michelangelo dining hall. But this is also just as nice. They have Italian art throughout the whole entire restaurant, and it definitely did give those Italian feels. They did have art up on the wall, and it reminded me of Buco di Beppo. Heading out of the restaurant to the right-hand side, we have the main guest service section. Now, I did want to throw this out there that this guest service section was extremely small and got super congested. We did have to go there a couple times during our sailing for various reasons, and it was just so hectic. I believe because it was small and several people were having issues, but they do have sit-down areas because there may be a little bit of a wait. To the left-hand side of that guest services, there is a gift card section if you are looking for that. And then heading forward to the right-hand side, we have the main elevators, which I would avoid those. They were super, super crowded. And then right beyond that, to the opposite side of the guest services, we have the Carnival Adventures. This is where you will book any shore excursions that you want to book. And I do believe, don't quote me on this, but I do believe you could book a future cruise there if you would like to do so. I just wanted to show you guys the main atrium one more time because I was just in awe of it. I absolutely love this main atrium, especially because of the Italian theming. Ironically enough, before getting on the ship, I thought an Italian themed ship would be a little bit tacky, but I loved it. I did want to end out this video with a room tour. If you guys saw our boarding video, then you probably already saw this, but I figured it went hand in hand with a ship tour. So this is our parents' ocean suite. This is room 7241. This room was so beautiful and actually the biggest room that I have been in on a cruise ship. It had a gigantic king-size bed, a big couch, as well as a big balcony. There was also a really nice vanity section, and then they just had storage all throughout their room. Me and Nate were staying inside the interior room, which didn't really have any storage room, and y'all, this one had a little mini walk-in closet. I thought it was so nice, but the star of the show was this restroom. It had double sinks, as well as look how much room is there next to the toilet. And this blew my mind. It had a freaking tub, a stand-up shower and a tub in a cruise ship. Thank you so much for watching our first ever cruise ship tour. We hope you guys loved it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And we do have future Carnival Firenze cruise vlogs coming soon.